Underdog Daily, the Bash Bros, Jon and Nez hanging out on the platform of the people that is Underdog Fantasy. And man, we got something for everybody today. We had all our albatrosses advancing into the PGA Championship this weekend. We got a major this weekend. Great stuff there. We got a game 6 in Denver, that OKC versus Nuggets game tonight. No contest on our platform other than the sit and goes for that because it's a single game, but we'll still talk a little bit of that. We had some big community winners last night. Shout out to Luke Cornett, the guy, the dog. We talked about him on stream there. Then we had the NFL schedule release. Nez and I are going to dive into that a little bit here and rip a BBM alongside it. And then we're just going to have some fun with everything else that's left up on the site because we got, WNBA starting. I'm not going to lie, Nez. I got to brush up. I got to brush up on the old skills there when it comes to WNBA. I know the good people at Unabated are doing projections, but if the prize pools are going to be this big, I'm going to have to learn me some women's hoops here, and then we'll do baseball, hockey, rip some drafts, hang out, have a vibe, dude.
Doesn't brushing up imply that you have skills to brush up upon? Isn't that like the implication of brushing up?
The implication is buried deep down somewhere in the back of this cranium here, Nez, that once upon a time there is a little bit of game related knowledge that we can apply new players to.
Yeah. I mean, we're both gonna have to learn us some WNBA. It seems like. I mean, I've got no choice if this is what the games are going to be like. I mean, yeah, I gotta get involved.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Troy here joining up, becoming a member. Me has a slight suspicion as to why there, Nez, but a good little jump off point here. I'm out of office the next couple days here, and tomorrow is going to be you at the helm. Tell the people what you got planned for tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow will be a double dip of the paywall. So I'll go live probably closer to 12 Eastern tomorrow, I would imagine. And then we'll do a no strip, the return of the no strip streams tomorrow night. We'll have my hands full in the evening, but I think I can get this kid to chill out when it's time to do the show. So we're going to give it a shot. I know everybody will be patient with me regardless, but yeah, we're back tomorrow night.
That's great, bro. That's great. We're going to have the Air Monarchs on his feet, the faded blue jeans, a cold Miller Lite in one hand, a baby in the other, and the drafting is going to be done automatically for you on the screen there. That's the plan?
That is the plan.
That's the plan, baby. Shout out to Troy, who is also rolling through to gift out 5 membies. Much appreciated. 5 of you will get to enjoy all of Nez's content tomorrow there. Love that so much. Thank you so much, Troy. And as I alluded to, Nez, I have a sneaking suspicion as to why.
Fill me in. I'm unfamiliar.
Well, you see, if we go to the results from last night, I see one Troy 56 at the top of the leaderboard here with a solo 10K ship. And I see the beautiful, the best, most talented big in the league on this roster, Luke Cornett.
That was a great call yesterday. A great call.
Mad respect, Troy. I'm so happy someone in the community was able to benefit from that scroll the F down. You needed 3 pieces from Boston. You needed Josh Hart. We talked about how those wings, which Nick's wing would end up mattering. Then we had 2 of the guys who were routinely falling. These Warriors guys were routinely falling in rooms, but the minutes and the starting unit playing so many minutes, I guess, ended up mattering in a big way for Pods getting his finally getting some shots down there, and then Draymond just with a score. But the tail of the tape here, Nez, was Luke Cornett breaking the slate from the 6th round.
Yeah, it was really all about Luke. I mean, Pods and Luke. Pods was really important. I was not in on Pods yesterday, as people remember. But yeah, I mean, that Luke Cornett 7-block game, just unbelievable stuff.
Yeah. he came in to start that second half, obviously, because Zinger's just not right. And there were comments after the game there about,
He
emergency
can't breathe.
and having trouble breathing and this sort of thing. So they started the second half with Luke Cornett, and it was curtains from there because he took over in a big way. It was really cool to see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what's wrong with old Porzingis there, but he is not right.
No, man, it's scary, dude, because we talked about it so many times. He missed that what we thought was going to be a 1-game absence with a late scratch illness, ended up missing like 5 or 6 games in the middle there, then had to get ramped back up and never really played full. And yeah, anyways, it was hope all the best for him, man, because he's a impactful player in this league and we need him to get back to full.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's move on to another friend of the show here who was able to scroll the F down as well to a player in which was not on my radar last night. I was kind of off of Cubs Marlins in a decent way there, but it was Kyle Stowers who had to get home with 36 fantasy points there, 2 home runs from him. Mookie Betts was the hero of this one with a later in the ball game RBI double there that vaulted our guy Car Park over top. But hat tip to Nez for that starting pitcher. Who is it, Nez?
I mean, old Patty Corbin. I told you.
Our hero Patrick Corbin, the man we used to stack against, is just cooking this year on the mound. Took advantage of that Rockies matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good spot. I mean, everything just made sense for a Patrick Corbin game, and lo and behold, and man, Kyle Stowers having a great season, really good underlying stuff, and I mean, crazy slate for sure. I cashed, I think, 1 team.
Ooh, yeah, that's bound to happen some nights in baseball when you're playing an exploitative strategy there and you are fading, some of the chalky spots that you didn't think were as good or you didn't get to them as scrolls like the Stowers one or whatever. Yeah, that trade is aging very, very well for the Marlins, right? Like rental arm at the tail end of last year who, formerly was top prospect and whatever, but that's that one's aging well for the Marlins.
Yeah, that looks really good for them.
Let's move on, dude. Let's move on. NFL schedule was released after, but kind of between us doing the Davis show yesterday. It wasn't fully out by the time our schedule or our show rolled around. Plus there was tons to talk about today with a little bit lighter of no NBA and a lighter main slate in baseball and that sort of thing. I think it's a good little segue to jump in here, start talking about what all the correlation bros want to talk about. They want to talk about the week 17s. We could, maybe look into some of the weekly winners implications. Like I haven't done a ton of the front end there, but I got the grid here, dude. I got the grid for us. And maybe it's just good to walk it through starting with week 17 from the top here and just kind of pick out some games and throw some games out there. People on the Twitterverse there, Nez, will be quick to remind us that the games that look good on paper in the middle of May don't often live up to the hype or vice versa. Thinking of, the El Nino Browns game year, thinking about Seattle and the Lions. I guess that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. Just an initial thoughts here, bro.
I think. Well, let me look up real quick here. I'm looking something up, and then I'll let you know what I am looking up. So, all right, it's not as bad as last year, but these Christmas Day games, I think are definitely ones that I'm not necessarily avoiding, but I'm not stoked if I have a stack going on for Christmas Day, just because of the short week. I'm not don't love the short week. For week 17, quite a few really good teams playing on Christmas though, because Goodell is the Antichrist, but so you just kind of have to deal with it. But I think maybe the real key to juxtapose one bad spot to a good spot is you're going to want that late night hammer of Rams and Falcons in week 17, aren't you? It's always the late night hammer.
Yeah, I mean, it's liable to get flexed. That's what the little asterisk is there. But if things break right for both those
they
teams,
all have they all have asterisks. That game ain't getting flexed. That's gonna be a great game. Come on.
Well, if they have playoff implications, it is. It is or isn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what the flex spot for the Monday is. But yeah. I mean, that late night hammer, we were looking so forward to it a couple years ago there with that Bengals one, and then yeah, I mean, late night hammer sounds fun to be the guy with, like, 4 bodies, 4 horses in the stable, ready to go and unleash on Monday Night Football.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what it's all about.
I want to give a little shout out here. Travis sent this one to me in the DMs here. I don't know Michael. Michael put this together here, but has all the indoor stuff with the little dome beside it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I saw a lot of people creating their own, templates and stuff like this to use, but I thought this was particularly interesting because he's got all the dome boners beside it. We know our guy Cardi will be very excited. So I just wanted to retweet that one live on stream here while we were going, and just share with everybody, obviously Houston, 3 straight indoor games stood out to me just as something to be mindful of a little bit later in season. Them and Detroit were the only 2 teams, I believe, that have all 3 games indoors. So it's a little hard to see on screen right now. That's why I retweeted it. Everyone could take a peek at that. I'll share the link in the chat right now. But I do think that that's a little something that, so much gets made of the weather of week 17. We have a game at Lambeau. We have a game. Where's the Buffalo one? Buffalo and Philly. Like, you never know how that weather's going to turn out in Buffalo, like that sort of stuff. So people get skittish about weather this far out. I found this very helpful to have the little dome boner emoji beside all of them there.
Yeah, good stuff. This is nice. It's helpful.
Yeah. Let's go back to the grid here. Let's walk it down, dude. We can do a lot of this in real time while we're drafting. But Arizona at Cincinnati, that sounds kind of fun because we're expecting so much from a high-powered Cincinnati offense, and we're hoping that Arizona can return to form of 2 years ago kind of thing, something like that one. You pointed out the Atlanta and the Rams one. We got that matchup that we joked about the other day with Pete. We were talking about a mnemonics thing for Vegas and our Scatabo love there. So we get the Geno versus our Scatabo bags matchup in that one. What kind of other stuff was jumping out to you, man?
Detroit Vikings. That's one that I'm definitely going to be really excited about. To the NFC North, just once again, I'm pretty excited about for a division. This where was it? Cowboys Commanders. I think is going to be one that I want a lot of. I know it's at Washington, but pretty excited about both these offenses. Very much so.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, would have slightly preferred it, obviously, if it was in Jerry's world instead of outdoors in Washington. There, so much has been made over the years about the footing at that field, though it played decently well last year. But I'm in lockstep with you there, man. The chalk conversations that everybody's going to be having will, be around Vikings and Lions, right?
Yeah, and it seems like there's a lot of spots that, I'm not avoiding anything on purpose, but it seems like a lot of the bad matchups are facing each other, and it's all kind of concentrated and Cleveland, Pittsburgh, facing each other. No one's really excited about either of those offenses. Tennessee and New Orleans, a lot of ambiguity there. They could surprise us, but I think people are glad they're facing each other. Patriots, Jets. I don't know how many people are super stoked about those offenses being high scoring. So that is pretty interesting that, there's a lot of, I think, pretty obvious low totals if we were to get some lines out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have seen. I had it bookmarked here. Let me find it real quick. Kyle, blanking on his last name right now. The fantasy footballers. Here it is. He put together. Oh, he's put together a lot of stuff here. I went back too far in time here. He put together one that had all the implied totals or spreads rather. Here it is. Here's all the spreads for all of the games as of right now. I thought this was very cool. And Herzig retweeted it and pointed out that in week 17, as of right now, and a lot will change, obviously, it's pretty cool that the largest spread is 5.5.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess I'm not reading this correctly.
That Cowboys game.
Oh, okay. I was looking at week 18. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that checks out, man. It does seem that does check out to me. Like they all look pretty competitive.
Yeah, definitely on paper this early before a lot changes. Yeah. Nez, I think a lot of people are going to want to plant their flag on some games and stuff. Last year our slop it up fest of the year was that Titans versus Jags one. Fell kind of flat. It didn't really live up to what we were hoping.
That wasn't our fault.
No, that was not our fault. You're right. That was not our fault. And I'm looking at this and I'm kind of getting my Windhurst up for a couple slop it up fests. Can I float a couple your way?
Do your worst. Let's hear it.
The Seattle Seahawks at Carolina Panthers as a back and forth Sam Darnold revenge game 1,000 times over, and or Milroe finds his way into quarterback at a battle of former Alabama quarterbacks going back and forth in that one. Thoughts on that as a potential slop it up?
No, I like that. I just wish there wasn't so much ambiguity at quarterback for the Seattle in week 17. But I'm with you on that. I think in general, Seattle can probably surprise people. It seems to happen every year. I think Seattle is a team that everybody's counting out right now, just like off the rip. No one's expecting anything from them, and wouldn't be surprised if they were better than we expected. And I love the Panthers, so yeah. I'm with you on this one. Okay, you didn't lose me yet.
Okay. How about I seen it mentioned in the chat already. This one might be a little chalkier, but if we get Texans bounce back and then we get Chargers, that one's going to be in a dome. We get Texans coming back around. That's a little too chalky.
That's not slop it up. That's sexy. That's a sexy game.
Okay. I just had to throw it out there because I saw it in the chat. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to think this is sloppy enough. Then this might just be under the radar sexy by definition. This Miami Buccaneers game. Thoughts?
Yeah, I can't give you the slop label. Okay. Those are two potentially really fun offenses. So can't call it slop, but yeah, it should be fun. I mean, let's just make the case for Tennessee and Saints right now. Let's just get right. Let's just get down and dirty. Let's get in the mud. Okay. And let's just think about how this game is going to be fun. And John, as minutes go by in my life, I am further and further bought into Tyler Shuck.
Oh, you've seen nothing. We've seen nothing. I love it. He's in, baby.
I can feel his aura from miles away.
He does seem swag as fuck. I'm into it. I'm into a dude who's got hair like that and rocks the glasses.
He kind of plays like a badass too, from what I know. So.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of Johnny Manziel, a little bit of Baker Mayfield, and slammed together.
Yeah, I thought he runs kind of like with reckless abandon as well. I thought he kind of had a little bit of Jaden Daniels as far as the running.
Ooh.
Like, because Jaden Daniels would just like run into like linebackers in college.
Okay.
Someone tell me if I'm wrong, but that's my understanding of Shuck's game. And man, I don't know. I can just see him kind of cooking. I can see him cooking.
All right. I like
So
that. And then if you get the Cam Ward that we're expecting to get, lifting
yep.
that Titans team a little bit, yeah, man, little Calvin Ridley action there with who do you like on the other side? Maybe an Olave skinny with a Calvin Ridley bring back. What do you like?
Shahid's going to be back. Shahid broke out last year, and I think if Shahid stays healthy, he's going like Jacoby Myers range. But
Okay.
he got hurt, so no one's on him. So some Shahid. I'm Juwan Johnson every year. It's Juwan Johnson.
Yep.
Tennessee. I mean, your boy Tyler Lockett.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Tony Redacted. I got 2 boys on that team now.
You do. And yeah, I think Chig's going 2 touchdowns in week 17. I'm calling it right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is fun, dude. You're selling me that pen a little bit. Like, I think people are going to be excited to draft. Like what's the chalk? People are going to be excited to draft Arizona and the Bengals, right?
Yep.
People are going to be excited to draft Buffalo and Philadelphia. People will be excited to draft the Dome Boner game with Lions and Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
Those will be like the 3 that really stand out. And then the next tier of excitement will be like that Dallas game, Dallas and Washington, and Houston and the Chargers, kind of like that. And then the ones that people are going to be like a little split on, I think, will be the Lambeau game. Like, everyone will be interested because it's, it's Baltimore and Green Bay, but there'll be some split takes on that one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely just I'll be a big time slappy with week 17. I think I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna get too cute on that. Regardless, no matter who I'm building, you just got to lean into it.
Cool. If you are a slappy, there is one more other resource that I wanted to highlight there. I retweeted it last night from our guy Billy Jones. Billy Jones created a PDF version of an RTA here for us, where it's going to assist us in some of those game stacks for week 17 relative to ADP as ADP is right now. So very cool. You can kind of go see kind of what stacks are the cheapest right now. He did leave the free agents in at the right-hand side there, which I thought was pretty cool, but you can kind of see what's most priced up right now. Well, the most priced up, because the last draftable piece as of right now are Garendo and Roschon Johnson of this Bears Niners. All of their ADPs are kind of in this middle range. So if you want to build out like Bears Niners, you're going to be fighting for teams in this middle pocket over and over again. So I just thought it was a great little visual. I will share it again in the chat for everybody. I just thought it was a great little visual to kind of wrap your head around, ADP in its current landscape, coupled with, actually, that's the wrong link. I'll delete that for a sec. Yeah, just thoughts, Nez.
Yeah, no, I think this is a cool way to kind of put into perspective, like where you're fighting for week 17 stacks and where there's a ton of overlap. Like you mentioned, Bears Niners like have a ton of overlap as far as ADPs go. So that might be kind of interesting for week 17 stacking. You may have to reach a little bit, hope for a faller, depending on who you're trying to get there in that range, at least in ADP's current form. So that's pretty interesting. And it also helps you identify the easier stacks as well, where there's way more space. For example, the Giants and Raiders seems to be pretty easy to get. Decent space between Commanders and Cowboys as well. So, this is really cool stuff. Billy was on it, man. He was real quick to get this out.
Yeah, very cool visualization tool. Nice little aid. AP dropping by. This is like the 4th time I've seen this in the chat now that people are excited about this Texans Chargers. So maybe this is going to get moon steamed here. Yeah, Yeah, Nick's got a good point. We'll wait about another 2 months so we fully dive in and talk about every single matchup here. But yeah, just wanted to talk some macro schedule stuff. There's gonna be plenty of time to dive further into it. Kind of gave some takes on some of our favorite games there and some of the slop it up and what we think the chalk ones will be. Anything else to say before we hop in a draft here, Nez?
No. Let's. Are we doing 30 seconds or 20?
I imagine we'll do 30. I don't know. What are you feeling?
Yeah, let's
Do
do
we
let's do
have?
30.
Yeah, I was about to
Gives
say.
people a chance to hop in since there's less liquidity in the 30-second drafts. I don't know if you saw, but like the puppy, they had to
Mhm.
reload they had to reallocate lobbies to the 20 seconds because it filled already.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they ran out of 20 seconds the other night. So clearly the leading, favorite in for drafters right now.
Very interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, I mean, how much of that do you think is people want to draft those, especially in puppies? People want to draft the 20-second ones, but how much of that do you think? BBM. Here we go. 30 seconds right now. 30 seconds. Hopefully, we can get in. BBM number 3 for your boy. Wow. There we go. Wow. Snap filled. Love it. Maybe give it one more zoom there. Cool.
What were you saying? How much of that do I think is what?
Yeah, so how much do you think of that is people just wanting to draft 20 seconds? Maybe sorry, let me say the precursor is the puppy will be different than other contests. Let's say that. How many of that is you think people just default to 20? People really want to draft 20. Like what's the
Yeah, I mean,
pendulum?
more people are. I mean, I think the puppy, like the lower stakes stuff, will gravitate itself to more of the quicker clocks.
Mhm.
But I think in general, 20 seconds will be like the predominant fast draft lobby for every contest, at least right now, where like it's pretty much like strictly sickos
Right.
drafting.
Yeah.
And how many, when more casual people jump in, are they going to even look at what time that they are entering a draft for? Like who knows?
Mhm.
But yeah, I do. What do you think? I mean, let's make this pick here, and then I have like a nitpicky question.
Okay. Justin Jefferson seems to be a fun, chalky week 17. The sidekick likes it. I like it. The cover
Jefferson's
boy
been going
likes it.
to in like most lobbies I've seen. So yeah,
We should do it.
yeah,
All right. Sounds good. You said he's been going 2 in most lobbies.
yeah. I see him go to a lot.
Very interesting. Okay, cool.
In my 20-second puppies and schnauzers. But yeah, nitpicky suggestion. Do you think this is Henny was? I was just about to say this. Do you think 30 seconds should be the default?
I don't know.
I think
Okay.
so because that's like what it was.
Sure, yeah.
What it's been for 5 years.
But do you want to normalize, like, does the site want to normalize 20 seconds forever?
I don't think that was the intention. I think it was just like
Multiple
in
options.
in order, in time order, you know,
Sure.
20, 30. But like,
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm not sure I have a take there. I'm not sure I have a take, dude. I understand it both ways.
mhm.
I think if you want to normalize the future of best ball being 20-second clocks, because I think back to forgive me for a poker analogy, that like time banks initially were so much longer because people hadn't standardized, hadn't fully learned, hadn't fully, had the tools for the games, that sort of thing. As game progresses, things get quicker, you know. You could also relate that to like video games and stuff, like how much slower the old school Call of Duty was in like the first 5 iterations versus the next 5 iterations, just because people become more and more comfortable with it. So I could see it both ways.
Mhm.
I think it's probably good in a vacuum for the site for rake opportunities to just normalize 20 seconds forever from here on out.
At least for best ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good, clean fun. I kind of like Jewish McCaffrey's idea here, where you could standardize for contest specific. So 30 for anything that's $25 and higher, 20 for anything that's lower.
I feel. I mean, I feel like that would get confusing.
Okay. Yep.
Like, I
That's
think
fair.
it would like. I don't think it's going to change. It was just something that I was thinking about, and Henny beat me to the punch in the comments. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think this normalization will be great for the double dribble when that comes out, and in next year's dinger, being able to incorporate those 20 seconds will be awesome.
Okay.
Really excited for those. It'll make it a lot easier to max.
Yeah. I like, from a personal standpoint, I like Michael's take here, where it's like I'll do 20 seconds or I'll do slows unless I'm multi-tabling. I like that. The problem is, from a liquidity standpoint, for certain contests, it's going to be hard to.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to multi-table 30 seconds because like by the time you're the multi-tabling, you're halfway done.
Right. Nez, we got a bunch of running backs here. I think the HN one seems really fun here. If you want to get ahead of the wide receiver cliff, Higgins, who do you like?
I would probably say HN, but I'm cool with Higgins.
Yeah, let's do the HN one. That seems fun. Dude, HN plus Jefferson, like that wasn't really like that
That
feels
pretty
like
hard to get.
230s in week 17, man.
Yeah. Did you see JJ and JJ McCarthy chilling at the Wolves game together?
Yeah, I saw a picture of it of JJ and JJ courtside.
Man, that's
How's
that's good stuff. That's infectious, man. The city of Minneapolis is just like gelling. I mean, the Wolves are setting the precedent. I mean, the Wolves just seem like they have great chemistry.
Yeah.
They're just setting the standard for all Minnesota sports.
I respect it, dude. I respect it. I mean, that camaraderie within a city. I mean, we talk about shower narratives and college and how about town narratives here? Cross sport vibes.
I'm with it.
Multi-sport athletes out here, man. We know Julius Randle's gonna slap because JJ and JJ were courtside, kind of deal.
Oh, dude. Randall being my highest drafted player and it not mattering sucks.
Twins on a 10-game heater as well. Yeah. Well, my friend, you should have played Luke Kennard. Your buddy was on the stream breaking it all down.
For the dance. For the dance.
Oh, for the dance. Okay, yeah. You should have played Luke Kennard.
Even still.
We could do a little Miami thing with Tyreek here. I'm not a huge Tyreek guy. Rice is here. JSN is here. Tet, if we want to scroll. Devontae Adams. Who do you like?
Man, I kind of think Tyreek is the move with the HN selection.
Okay.
I think that's pretty strong correlation.
Okay.
They need one another.
I think it's good. Season long correlation. I'm not sure it's good for isolated week 17 correlation.
Well, they're so efficient, that if they are cooking, if they are good, I think that it would be okay. Like these are two at their peaks, like some of the most efficient football players we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. If you start with this start, HN and Tyreek on a team, are you more or less apt to add Tua to it?
I'm like way more apt. Yeah, definitely. But and I hope that we have a nice, good lobby here. Everybody's got a badge on. A lot of viewers in here. If anybody takes naked Tua, we're crashing out. We're going we're going full splash play on anybody that takes naked Tua from us if that happens.
Hey, I'll allow it for a cheeky Jonnu and Waddle stack. I don't know, like when I think about it through the daily lens, the ceilings of HN and Tyreek, I think they're higher without Tua. You know what I mean? Because you get 2 rushing touchdowns, you get 2 receiving touchdowns, and then you need another quarterback to pop off somewhere else. You know what I mean? So you get 4 touchdowns from this game environment. They funnel through these 2 players, but they're not all, passing touchdowns. So Tua doesn't matter as much. Then another guy, fills your. This is how we would talk about it through like the daily lens. When you think about it from like and that's just like week 17 specific. When you think about it through the lens of the entirety of the football season, it's probably super positively correlated.
Yeah, and daily correlated too. I mean, I don't have the query in front of me. I would bet Tua's up there for most 40-point games, like in half-point PPR for the quarterback position. Like,
yeah,
Tua's had
two
some
years ago.
monster games in his bag, Yeah,
thinking back to that versus the Ravens game 2 years ago, I guess it was.
Yeah. So like, we got you can't really use 24 as an example. I mean, he had 36 points against the Patriots last year, and hit like high 20s a couple other times.
Okay.
Yeah, the year prior is when he was really popping off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, you know what's funny? You were talking about that Baltimore game. Hard to believe that was in 2022.
Wow, dating myself out here.
I know that was we were doing shows around that time, I think, weren't we?
Yeah, probably. That was probably the infancy of the channel there.
Yeah, that was a hell of a week.
All right, let's start having some conversations here. We got some bye week overlap with Hampton, who's at the top here. We could do Jaden Daniels doesn't come back to us. Naked Hurts is in play. Kittle, who was the tight end 1 in terms of fantasy points per game last year. Calvin Ridley.
Hurts. Is that just terrible?
No, I think it's good. I think it's fine.
I like it right now because like Goddard is like so cheap too later on.
Yeah, we kind of did that on our weekly winners show, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm about it. I think when the casuals get in here, quarterbacks are going to rise. I think Hurts will end up rising. And this comes back to my question about the Tua thing. Intuitively in my mind, I was like, I don't want this to be a Tua team. I want this to be like premium quarterback scoring from another game environment team.
Yeah, I you give yourself an out for it for sure.
It's kind of like Pete's
and considering Tua is so cheap, like you can pretty much chalk this up to be a 2 quarterback team as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like Pete's thesis on last show there, where I guess it was Tuesday's show, where he's like, I gravitate towards backstacking my quarterbacks and stuff with my back end pieces, not my front end pieces, because they need it to get there. Whereas like our front end pieces are breaking the slate right now, and they don't need to drag Tua. We can get it from somewhere else, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not hurt for sure to have the quarterback of a team that's scoring 4 touchdowns in a game. But I hear you for sure. And we could go Devontae Smith here, right?
Smith is gone.
Okay.
I'm like quite certain he went at 40 to Jewish.
Can I see the players? Okay.
Pickens is popping from the side.
Yeah, I like Pickens a lot.
You like him more than Kittle?
Yes.
Ooh, spicy meatball.
Yeah, right. Man. I'm gonna have a ton of George Pickens this season unless he gets more expensive.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we vaulted ADP pretty good there, but that ADP we anticipate being on the rise. So that's 52 there. Sidekick was also pointing out, Jalen Waddle as like a 3 stack. I don't love it. Especially when we said we aren't going to do the Tua thing. Yeah.
That would probably be more like a marathon play in my mind.
Yeah, good shout.
It's like, it doesn't necessarily pay off in a weekly pod advancing format.
Yeah, well said.
Quite as high.
Pepper Tony pointing out that Hurts has been falling to the 50s a lot, while Jewish McCaffrey points out that doesn't Hurts seem a bit cheap. I fully agree that Hertz seems cheap right here.
Yeah, I mean, I like it a lot, man. Tush Push still alive and well, which is good.
Yep.
Very important to his success.
Timmy Carr asking an evergreen question that maybe we should reset now that we got some more viewers and stuff. How does a Canadian and a transplant Texan find each other and become badge bros? And the origins of that story is Nez's casting couch video of talking baseball for 0 SPs. That was kind of like the origin was we were both playing the baseball streets. Both I and Numi were doing quite well, and we would see each other's names at the top of the leaderboards over and over again. So we found each other by way of Twitter. Then they told me all the cool kids hang out in Discord, so I figured out how to use Discord. Yeah, and we just started talking ball, started talking shop. You two guys were doing some videos yourselves, and then I just kind of was like, when are you guys free? You guys want to just fucking hop on together and see what happens? And the rest is history.
Yeah, it was long overdue, but when it did happen, honestly, But yeah, I was just out here putting together some content on my own YouTube channel. Trying to. I was approaching zero pitcher, in a very extreme way back in the day, but evergreen, surprisingly evergreen content. Some of the only evergreen content that we have. But yeah, and been here ever since. It's kind of funny how that all worked out.
Yeah, very cool stuff. And then obviously Numi was, on the show for a year and a bit there, and then the opportunity for a Draft Games associate came up there when Oaks was promoted. So Numi applied for that one, got in on the inside. That was very cool. And then we signed a partnership deal with Underdog and have been rolling for 2 years since.
Yeah, it was miss Numi, but he's like not single-handedly, but with the help of some friends to keeping these games like so goddamn good. Without Numi, I don't know where things would be.
Yeah, no doubt. Great hire and great auxiliary hires in the next round. Actually, hoping him got hired at the same time. So
yeah, they did,
or hope slightly after. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Shout out Hope, of course.
Okay, let me see. I'm looking for something real quick here. All right, here we go.
You can't pull up my video on here, man. This is I'm gonna copyright flag you.
The casting couch
Code Nez. Oh my god,
video.
dude.
Now I get ads because I'm not signed in on this other one.
I do. I need my ad revenue.
No, I have YouTube Premium. I obviously have YouTube Premium. I'm just on the other browser.
Got it.
Laporta for some correlation.
Yeah, let's get some correlation up in here.
Or because like maybe one of these running backs comes back to us. We could do Laporta and JJ for that week 17.
Yeah, I mean, that gives us some outs there. I mean, because we don't have to have Tua as much as I think Tua would make sense here. But
here's the infamous video, baby. Nez
on 100K dinger.
Yeah, the casting couch video. 430 views. Love to see it. Put that one in the chat for everyone to enjoy at their own leisure. Legendary performance from Nez.
I wonder what that draft looked like. I forget what draft I threw in there.
Yeah, I can't recall either. Classic stuff. The original Flannelverse. People are saying Neil took your shtick, dude.
He did, but I'm not trying to sue him over it, but he did kind of steal my whole flow.
Wow, that was Juice McCaffrey pointing this one out in the chat that Sticky Kush in the 101 as the chase drafter almost got Burrow to come back in the 6th, but he gets sniped at 71 to the T Higgins drafter who took T at 23 there. Dude, Dude, I like Judkins here. This feels like one of those running backs coming back was the thesis. Yeah, Judkins or Caleb or Pollard, I guess.
You can do Judkins. Judkins is fun. We need a guy we need to have some more fun on this team.
Yeah, right. I mean, this team, it's not fun with like all the rookies and stuff like that, but like it's pretty fun in terms of spikes right now, dude. Like we got JJ, we got Achan, we got Tyreek, we got Tush Push Master Jalen, we got your boy George Pickens going inside. Then we got Laporta for the bring back plus spike week potential. And then we got Judkins as like, can he lead that team? Lead that team's backfield kind of deal. So kind of fun, dude.
Yeah, Judkins is sweet, man. I do really like him. It just, I want to click him more, but I am obviously just like deathly afraid of what this Cleveland offense is how well it's gonna perform this season. But at least with Judkins, you don't got to worry about like a stack, I guess.
I guess the one thing you could say about the Judkins one now is that week 17 matchup doesn't look like fun, Like
no.
you get Pittsburgh and it's like that D line and you get a rookie running back, like even if he's taking off and he has like a great breakout season, you run into a buzzsaw. Like if you had to go pick 'em lobby player projection right now for Judkins week 17 rushing yardage against your Steelers, what would you put it at?
Oh man. Like 50
yeah,
rushing yards.
52.5 is where my mind went.
Yeah.
I
pulled up this baseball team. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Pepper Tony says Judkins was taking a dump while drafted by the Browns. That's hysterical. That's big if true. Big if true moment.
Wow. That's life imitates art. I was stacking on this team, so ahead of my time there. Yep. My first pitcher off the board was Max Fried, pick 94 on a 0 pitcher team. Not bad.
Wow, directionally accurate for this season.
Some names, some guys on this one. Jared Walsh.
Okay.
Very funny. Luis Arias.
Still very funny.
Naked Adam Frazier for Seattle.
Oh my God, I forgot that he was a Mariner for that 1 year. That post Kyle Seager year where they were just like, we got to figure out third base and still matter a little bit.
Oh my God. And then Gavin Sheets, Eloy Jimenez, skinny.
Yo, that's my music. That's my music right there. I tried to make that happen for years.
I can't believe we haven't even seen Eloy yet this season.
Yeah, and it's weird because like they were running like Misner, depending who you ask. Both broadcasts say it differently. But they were like running him out there like every single day and that sort of deal. Like when Josh Lowe was hurt and then Josh Lowe comes back today, he's gonna be leading off. And it's like Eloy missed his window of where all the outfielders were hurt to get you some ABs.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Pacheco there, Nez. Oh man, this is our music, dude. We could do Jonnu. I don't really love it. The sidekick doesn't. Say again.
I'd go with Buka here.
You want to do a little bring back off the Miami stuff?
Yeah, I mean everything checks out here.
All right. People are gonna call us frauds, though. You know that, right?
For what reason?
Well, we're the guys. We're the guys. The Scattaboo boys. We're the Scatta boys, buddy. Oh, that's us.
If you love something, let it go, and if it's meant to be, it'll come back, man. Just
all right, fine. Eggers, you're on pack watch right now. Don't fuck this up, buddy.
Look at these guys with their 3 running back starts. They would be hurting themselves if they drafted a 4th running back.
Fraud boys. Let's see what happens here. Circling back, Josh Downs goes off the board at 95 there. Circling back to Davis's bet from yesterday, that's pretty crazy to have Josh Downs versus Pop Douglas, like a guy who goes every single draft in the 8th round versus a guy who like doesn't really get drafted.
What was the bet?
Just straight up. I think it was fantasy points for both of them. And Pop Douglas is like a 183 in terms of ADP and 223 rank according to Legendary Upside. And Downs is going, way higher. Like he was going at 90 whatever there.
Who the hell's making that bet?
Somebody in his chat. I can't remember whose screen name it was. I respect it, dude. That would be like Tyler Soderstrom versus Michael Tolia.
I mean,
it'd be Ryan McMahon versus Michael Tolia.
Yeah. I guess maybe the first one was actually correct. That's just a very funny bet, man. There he is.
The Scata Boys, baby. The Scata Boys.
Never a doubt.
3 for 3.
Never a doubt.
Dude, you know what? I'm not a big like buy the jersey guy anymore. I'm a big. We've had this conversation on here before, but I'm a huge proponent of like old, dusty players that used to be not even good and getting those jerseys, having those jerseys. Like if someone wants to hook me up with a TJ McConnell from the Sixers jersey, like I'd be so about it. Like if you want to get me a Max Strong Seahawks jersey, if you want to get me, Russell Okun, like any O lineman, any fullback, that's my vibe nowadays. But I might break it to be the Scata Boys. I might break this take of mine to be the Scata Boys, man.
I think it's only right. We need to see you wear that on stream.
It's gotta be, dude. Oh man, Mitch is going counter Badge Bros culture here. That is not the vibes. 35% Tracy, 0% Scata Boys.
I respect that.
Ooh, they've seen the Scatman song. I don't even know the Scatman. I'm a fake Scata boy because I don't even know the song.
Yeah, you're Canadian. The Scatman didn't make it up to you during the 2000s.
No, didn't.
You've seriously never heard the "I'm the Scatman."
Who sings it?
The Scatman.
Scatman John? This guy?
Don't play it on here. You're gonna get a stream nuked.
No, I won't. This guy. This guy
That's him.
He looks like a mobster in like The Gentleman sequel.
Well, that's what the Scatmen look like.
I love it.
That's what you look like when you're a Scatman.
Charlie, I'm Canadian. I absolutely know that song. It's not all of us. It's not all of us.
John specifically has his head in a nice comfy pile of sand.
This has been proven time and time again.
I know. I'm not surprised. I can't let you get away with not knowing the Scatman.
I got like 3 avenues of like knowledge in this world, and Scatman ain't one of them.
Got to change that.
Yeah. Oh, dude. All right. Who else we got going on in here? We got what's going on? Kyle Williams goes there. What are some of our friends cooking up?
Yeah, let's take note.
Ooh, we're getting up here. Ooh, Mason for some team correlation. Garbs is there. We could start thinking about QB2 as well. Goddard.
We already got QB2. Just go ahead and turn that button on.
Why, you just think it's JJ for sure?
Yeah, or Tua.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone took our guy Mason.
Dak? Dude, I kind of like that Dak Pickens idea.
Yeah. This Betch guy from the Raiders is a hot item.
All right, let's do it.
And I kind of like this because that's our we get a stack with Scatabo. And I like the Raiders.
Dude, look at this CLV we're getting on as the Scata boys with this week 17 correlation between rounds 9 and 10.
We're not allowed to call it CLV because it's May 15th. We have to call it May 15 line value.
Right.
Otherwise, Easy's going to appear in our chat and yell at us and ask what the C for CLV stands for.
Cock.
But I was we've been long time Geno Smith respectors.
It's true.
Jacob Gibbs has been posting some really cool cut-ups and stats, mostly around like protected pocket 20-yard passes. And Geno in a number of stats essentially came out as like third QB3 in these types of throws. I think that bodes well for Jacoby, Besh, Bowers. Wheels up for Vegas, man.
All right, I respect it, dude. You don't have to twist my arm on a pro Geno take out here.
Oh, I know.
That Love Craft stack on the end for the Kush.
Sticky Kush. That's your name back in your skater days.
I was never really a Blaze It guy. My buddies
you weren't a devil's lettuce partaker.
I liked hockey too much. I liked baseball too much. I never really got fucked up.
Let's do Goddard.
Okay.
Let's just get him.
Yeah, you like Goddard more than Dak and pushing to see if Goddard comes back?
I just like I'm very much just like get my guy. And I am trying to strong arm you into making this a Tua team.
Okay. Actually didn't check the bye weeks there on our tight ends. We're good. Maybe we should check the bye weeks on Tua. I think his is 12. Okay, yeah, we're good if this is a Tua team.
I think he's always week 12. Don't fact check me on that. But
JJ McCarthy's already gone, so we lost that option. Didn't even realize that.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What's that guy's team look like?
He's cooking, man.
He's cooking crack.
Lamar and JJ. JJ at 109.
Dude watches one Timberwolves game. Got to take naked JJ McCarthy. Like he doesn't even have Hawkinson or Addison.
No, he's gonna backstack it up here with even know.
He's there's too many fumes around his workspace.
Backstack it with Jalen Naylor in the last round. Little Rondell Moore cheeky stack.
I like that Ty Felton guy.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him.
He was somebody that in my spare time of playing college football dailies, Ty Felton was one of my higher drafted players. I'm actually surprised that he's as under the radar as he is.
Cool.
And being a Viking, usually anybody in that landing spot would be like, pretty enticing.
Yeah, I hear you.
He was drafted round 4? Round 3.
Wow. That is flying under the radar a little bit there then.
Yeah.
I mean, we also haven't talked about the push-pull dynamic of an Addison suspension. Like, who do they turn to?
You never know if he's going to be, drinking the wobbly pops while on the vehicle again. Do you think you're gonna? I know it's early, and we're still kind of figuring things out. Do you think you're ever gonna be a Jaden Blue guy? It's okay to not have an opinion.
I think I would lean by way of being one opposed to not being one. The college production stuff kind of scares me a little bit because we talked about that last time where we all thought he was better than he actually was kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But something about that little like Texas, Dallas, and Javonte Williams being like, I'm not a believer kind of thing. I'm kind of into it.
Yeah. I just can't believe that he's a 12th round pick.
Yeah.
I'm
Like I'd
having
rather have
trouble with
Spears
that.
right now. Like I'd rather have Spears. I'd rather have Ray Davis. I'd rather have Allen right now. Braylon Allen. Yeah, that's where I'm at, I think.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Ramondre. Ramondre's right here. Rashad White as a bring back off of the Miami stuff. Tua as the correlation.
Yeah, do you want to do I'd say Ramondre or Rashad?
We've got Ibuka already. Which one do you prefer?
Rashad.
Oh shit.
Sorry, good.
Ah!
At least you got one.
Okay.
Better than CJ Stroud there.
I should have clicked the sidekick. It's faster.
I know that is a nice feature.
Yeah, great feature on it.
Yeah, no, that's okay, man. Ramondre's a good pick. His offense got a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Travion pick isn't great, but these guys never just like fade into irrelevancy. It just doesn't. It just rarely works out like that.
Yeah, I feel you. Here's everybody's favorite sexy Jalen Noel pick.
Mm-hmm. Having trouble with that one too.
Yeah. I think Christian Kirk's underpriced. That's why.
Yeah, is he? Did he go yet?
I don't think so.
Really?
Actually, yeah. He must
Okay.
have now. Yeah. We're in the 13th. Yeah. He goes in like 10, 11-ish range every time.
I mean, Jalen Noel is going to be what, the wide receiver 4?
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
And Mechie was pretty good last year.
Who?
John Mechie was pretty good to end last year too. Like he's a rotation guy.
All right.
This is the spot, dude. Are we doing it?
Doing what?
The Tua.
What's his ADP? All right.
Right here.
Yeah, let's just get it.
I mean, maybe you could push it.
You could, but like for who, I guess.
Right. Like what do you win when you win kind of thing. Like Garando feels fine. And
this is the $1 auction, range.
Right. Yeah. I think Garando felt fine there, and I think Algier felt fine there.
Mm-hmm.
But then you run the risk of like, who would we backstack? I guess it would be Geno.
Yeah, that would have been like okay, but I really wanted to get Tua on this team. I think those are all 3 pieces that need to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see money. He's baby Kirk. So Jalen Noel's baby Kirk. He even wore number 13 in high school and college. They paid Kirk. Ooh, okay. All right. He's baby Kirk.
That would be hilarious if that's true. If he was obsessed with Christian Kirk's game. Because out of all the wide receivers you could model yourself after he's Christian Kirk is the truth, man.
Yeah.
I gotta be Christian Kirk. I gotta be at his level.
Yeah. Let's see. Nathaniel Noon saying just recently joined up to be a member. Hope to win big in the best ball streets. Me too, man. Me too. I hope that's exactly what all of us can achieve this year, but appreciate you subbing up, becoming a member there. Just McCaffrey asking, Mahomes and Penix, do you go 2 QB or 3 QB? I was looking at some of Hayden's data from last night, and it really favored the 3 QB teams. But we also did have a butt ton of injuries last year at the quarterback position and at the wide receiver position. Davis had a really good tweet this morning too, just showing how many more wide receivers in the top 100 were injured, juxtaposed to how many running backs were last year in terms of IR time. And it's quite polarizing because it does skew the data in a big way, like who stayed healthy. If the majority of quarterbacks last year stayed healthy in the capacity in which they did 2 years prior, you would be seeing similar stats to 2-3 years ago on the sample size that like 2 quarterbacks is entirely fine. And Mahomes, you're basically betting on him to be in the QB1 conversation, and then Penix breakout to kind of carry the water and be like QB12 overall. So I'm totally fine with 2. How do you feel, Nez?
What was the which Mahomes, Penix 2 or 3? Yeah, I think I'd be okay with 2, but there is a lot. I mean, it's results oriented, but last year 3 QB like had a hell of a season. I think if there's a good quarterback in round 18 and your team looks good, quarterback might be the move.
Okay.
It's just like
we're on the clock here.
Okay.
We're on the clock here. We're done at tight end. Romeo Doubs is the sidekick's favorite and kind of the only wide receiver near the top here, other than Thielen or Keenan Allen.
I like Keenan.
Okay. Let's do it. Keenan Allen could be a big riser pending landing spot.
The field, everybody is just forcing me to like go Jacob Wilson mode on Keenan Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar. Batting average guy,
Agree to disagree on the comp, but yes, I understand why people are funneling you to him. Yeah.
Who do you think, Wandale is a better Jacob Wilson comp?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but
they're very similar, don't you think? I mean, yeah. Keenan's a receptions guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Wandale comparison better. Like low ADOT, doesn't score many touchdowns, hasn't scored many touchdowns. Like that, like I kind of like that comp a little bit better. But I do like the Keenan Allen just like receptions factor.
Once he signs, man.
Pending where, but yeah. There also is like who do you like here?
I think they're going to tell us DJ Giddens or Shipley for the correlation.
Shipley. Oh,
cool.
I could have just picked the thing there. I like the Shipley call.
Yeah.
Little contingent upside, little pass catching ability. We saw some explosion in the postseason there. We get that Philadelphia thing built out. Did we start thinking about a potential, just tack on a Buffalo piece, or we don't even care?
Who would it be? Like Palmer, or did he go?
No, Palmer would probably still be out there.
Oh no, he's gone.
Where? Oh, there he is. Yeah, 154. Yeah.
Definitely wide receiver. I think, I don't think we're going to get the benefit of correlation here, but I think we could probably use some wide receiver firepower to end this.
Yeah. Did Wandale's dad play football? Okay, he's Equininius St. Brown. His dad played.
Who's Equininius St. What?
He's Amon-Ra St. Brown's brother. Jacob Wilson. His dad was a bodybuilder, Mr. Universe.
I'm lost.
Okay, don't worry about it. We've turned the page.
I have no idea what connections were being made right there.
There was 2 good points in the chat. One that I wanted to bring up here, that Hayden's posts are descriptive, not predictive. Fully agree. Yeah, it's just recycling the data from last year and telling us what worked. That sort of thing. Absolutely. And as we say 1,000 times, just one slate, bro. Just one slate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's tough, man. Like, you definitely, obviously don't want to be too results oriented from last year, but certain principles remain.
Yeah, for sure. Nathaniel asking for some Pick Em stuff today. Maybe we'll get into the Pick Em streets here in half a second when we start jumping around some of the daily stuff, get the juices flowing. We could use a little bit of unabated maybe for the hoops tonight. I know we had another one. Shout out to our guy, Len Keith, a.k.a. Keith, getting that Pritchard stuff home. If he had knocked down a couple more shots there. We would have got a bunch of those sliders home as well, which was really fun.
Yeah.
All right, Nez, we're going to be on the clock here in 1 second. I think we're done at quarterback. We're done at tight end. The sidekick loves Slayton. This keeps happening to me when using the side click. It tells us Slayton, Hunter, but we got 2 running backs with those bye weeks. Isaac Tasella, we could do another bring back off of our Minnesota JJJ bet. What do you like?
I don't hate Slayton, but I do think we got to go wide receiver here. So I would say like Slayton or Tasella.
Oh, Royals.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Royals other than he's baby Rashee Rice is what I'm told.
Okay. That seems like a good call.
It's just what I'm told. Wasn't he like a 7th round pick, 6th round pick?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't love that.
We got this is where there you go. There goes the Tasella guy. Right after Egger's playing our music here. I'm trying to think anyone Buffalo that correlates. Curtis Samuel's buried down here. Ty Johnson had all those nice catches last year. Had a couple spike games mixed in. We probably need 1 running back and 1 tight end, and one wide receiver here.
Okay. Oh boy.
I think we're done at the onesies.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, Melo's joining the program. Nice.
He's back.
He's back, baby.
He's good.
Melo season.
Yeah, C Money talk about Estime. Saw some Estime talk in I think Davis's chat yesterday.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Elijah Moore, Estime, Davion. Felton. Felton was the guy.
Yeah.
Do we like Hunter?
I worry that Hunter is my generation's Ole Miss running back. Whenever I missed, let's go Ty Felton.
All right.
I don't even remember the dude's name that I was taking over. Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams breakout year.
Kyron Williams breakout year. Ole Miss running back. I'm blanking too.
I will get it.
You'll get there.
Oh, yes. Who could forget? Zach Evans.
Oh, Zach Evans. Yeah.
Hi. He's been smiling a lot more lately at me. It's great.
That's fun, dude.
It's not bad.
It's so funny when they can't see that far in front of their face, and then they're like just staring at you, and you don't even know if they see you.
Yeah.
Thing. And then once they start engaging with you, it's like a game changer.
Yeah. He's only seen the blurriness of my ugly mug. What are you doing?
Dude, I don't know about this whole Broncos thing. People want to take Audrey Estime?
I don't think it's a bad call.
Yeah, you were a bit of the Estime slappy at the end of last year.
I was, and I just think it's the ultimate dude, what, we're not drafting the RB2 for Denver at all because RJ Harvey got drafted there? Really?
True. Yeah.
Like no one's draftable in Denver for the RB2. We're positive. We're positive
right.
that RJ Harvey is the locked and loaded 90% snap share guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think it's like clear who the number 2 is either.
Oh, that's
like
Audrey. Not clear.
Say again.
It's absolutely not clear, but I do know that Jaleel McLaughlin is 5'0", and that's perfectly fine to bet against.
Yeah, that's true. Taysom Hill getting drafted out here. I don't think he's gonna play.
By who? Dude, that guy is that guy like? Has he drafted a fully acceptable team?
Yeah, it's not bad. He's just getting his guys, man. Wandell Robinson at 157.
Getting his guy on the season-long IR.
Dude, I knew he was going to do that Jalen Naylor backstack with JJ. I knew this guy knew what was up. He fucking knew.
I apologize, sir. I didn't realize that you knew so much ball. My fault.
Yeah. We know that Peyton values a committee over Earl Campbell. That's a good quote.
Last pick, John. What are we gonna do?
Well, I think it's got to be running back here. Let's see what the sidekick wants us to take another tight end. Oh no. Wow, it's giving us lots of different suggestions. It's giving us Ford and we handcuff ourselves. It's giving us Theo Johnson for a third Giant teammate without the quarterback. Seems odd. It's giving us Jackson Dart as a third quarterback with that. I think we need a running back.
Yeah, who's our running backs again? We have 5, I believe.
Yeah, we got HN, Judkins, Scata Boys, mount up, Ramondre Stevenson, and Will Shipley. We need another running back for sure, dude.
All right. Wow. I mean, I can't believe Raheem Mostert's showing up. I mean, I don't know that I can get there.
Yo, how about this Brooks guy?
What do we know about him?
I don't know.
Let's take him.
Let's fucking take him, dude. We just know that the history could repeat itself with Chase Brown, with like a deeply drafted guy who turns into a workhorse with Brooks.
193rd overall pick in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Texas Tech kid. Sure.
Sure, baby. Sure. Who day? Workhorse at Tech. There you go. Matt Waldman was high on him. Okay.
Wow. Biden for too, Peppertoni says.
Oh, Biden for's in.
Wildman watches a lot of college football, man. And and Matt Waldman, like that's Matt Waldman's like career is prospecting. So all right, great selection with Taj Brooks.
Thank you. Evan saying that was his first ever BBM. Thinks it looks okay. Welcome to the streets, my friend. Welcome to the streets. Nez, we finished 2, 6, 8, 2, your prototypical standard chalk donk build. We went with Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa. Then we went for this Miami stack with Achan and Tyreek. We got Judkins in there. We got the Scata Boys mount up. We got Ramondre Stevenson, Will Shipley for a little stack, and then Taj Brooks in the last round. Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, George Pickens, who we think might be a little bit of a riser here. Egbuka. I've fucked that name up every single time. Ohio State kid taking away Chris Godwin's job there. We got this Jack Beck to do the little Giants thing. Keenan Allen is going to land somewhere eventually, hopefully. Please don't Will Fuller us one time. Slayton and then Ty Felton, who Nez astutely points out that who is going to be the WR2 if we get Addison suspended and he's got some draft capital. Could be fun. And then a discounted premium tight end in Sam Laporta as a bring back, and then a stacked up Dallas Goddard. What do you think, Nez?
I like what we built there. That we got we didn't go full slappy, but like, you know, we correlated the hell out of this team. Good bit of rookies. Got our guy Scatabo. I mean, how does it get? This is as close to a 10 out of 10 as we're gonna get.
Dude, I think it might be like, you know, we stayed within, like, we perfectly stayed within the confines. We looked at the schedule. We looked at the bye weeks. We listened a little bit to the sidekick, but then also told it, you know, we know ball too a couple times. This is about as good as we can do.
This might be as good as it gets this season. It might be all downhill from here. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
BBM entry number 3. We've already peaked. Oh shit. Eggers wanted us to sauce his team. Let me do it by looking this way. What's Eggers got here? He was using the sidekick for sure. He took Drake May. That's a sidekick pick if I ever seen it. He went with the 3 anchored running back start there with Bijan, Bucky Irving, and Josh Jacobs in the first 3 picks, and then shut it down and just took Travis Etienne and Justice Hill after he's got the 2 sophomore running breakout rookies last year to run it back in their sophomore year this year with Bo Nix and Drake May. He stacks them up there with Diggs and Sutton, J-Mo for some ceiling, Jaden Reed for some ceiling, Trey Harris breakout, Tasella breakout, A.D. Mitchell second year, Bateman. I don't know the correlation with the Bateman stuff other than with likely in there. Oh, Jaden Reed playing off that week 17. That's cool. Stacks up Hunter Henry and then a one-off Pat Freiermuth. Pretty good team, dude.
Yeah, this is his first one.
No, it was Evans' first
It was Evans first.
Yeah. You want to dunk on Evans' first team?
Yeah, let's absolutely ruin his life.
Okay. A 2.682, so he falls in line with us. Josh Allen and CJ Stroud. That's a good start there. He waited on running back a little bit and did the Chuba, Caleb Johnson, Aaron Jones, Ray Davis, DJ Giddens, and then he takes the Audric Estime swing in the last round there that we were talking about. Puka, Ladd, Worthy. So he starts really strong at wide receiver. Rome, discounted breakout. Keon Coleman, discounted second-year breakout as well. Takes a shot on a couple rookies with Kyle Williams and Pat Bryant. And then he scrolls the F down for Calvin Austin. Oh, actually, Calvin Austin's ADP is up to 204. So people liking that as the replacement deep ball threat for potentially Aaron Rodgers there. And then Dalton Kincaid stacked up, Brenton Strange. Yeah, what do you think?
I'm seeing more and more discussion about like just fully punting tight end, and I think that's what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming around to it. In my head doesn't like it, but like I'm coming around to it. Did he stack 2 QBs in the same game for week 17?
No, he didn't. He made the oopsie, that's a no-no of overstacking Buffalo and then running the QB from the same game environment because he got a 30 pick discount on CJ, but he didn't stack CJ at all. So naked CJ.
Yeah, when you get the discount, I think you just like make it a naked CJ team. I don't know. I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah. Probably one of the quarterbacks I would like steer clear of running naked, but yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just like ever since, and I know Battle Royale is a different game than best ball.
Yeah.
But ever since like Nerdy was like, oh, by the way, like naked Joe Burrow can work. Mm-hmm. Like now I kind of don't know what to think about anything in this world anymore.
Yeah, no, you're well said. I think the clapback to that is only 6 scoring roster spots opposed to however many we have in BBM, like 8 or whatever. So
yeah.
But yeah. Not bad for your first go. That was fun there, Nez. I am going to close out of that bad boy, and I'm going to bring us back to the platform of the people on the Chrome tab here. We will do that. There we go. Shout out to our guy, Dirty Hands Clean Money, yet again there with the big win yesterday. Nez, I think we just rip a couple drafts here and have some fun. Where would you like to start? WNBA, MLB, or NHL?
Let's do a baseball draft.
Okay. We're going to jump into baseball today. There was a daytime diamond, which was 4 games, I believe. And then our main slate is a little oversized in my estimation for a 2-gamer, but hopefully we can fill this bad boy up. They are quick, fun 4-person drafts. We got 3 more spots for it.
Fill. It's just like tiny.
Pardon me?
It'll definitely fill.
Yep.
It locks at like 6:50 or something.
Yeah, it's way later.
Central time, that is. But Yeah, I mean, somebody's going to have a combo. Like somebody's portfolio is going to be just like perfectly distributed because it's 144 max, and there's 36 draftable bats, so
Yeah.
you can get everybody.
Yes, indeed. One more spot for MLB. We are now full up. Steven, appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Kind words. Yeah, we got 280 of us hanging out. If you're on the X side, jump on over to the YouTube side. Come hang out with us here. Tomorrow will be YouTube only. It'll be members only streams with Nez there. Nez is going to run a no strip Nez in the evening, which I imagine will be football. And then in the morning, slightly earlier than our normal time slot, probably 12 p.m. Eastern, he will do the baseball slate, maybe some NBA takes, that sort of deal.
It's going to be a good one. We're going to have fun.
Trav reminding us to tell us that the NBA pick 'em that we shared yesterday was hit. Yeah, man, this is we're on a little bit of a heater. Couple times in a row here, man. Couple times in a row here. Fucking smoking the pick 'em streets out here, and then all that Peyton Pritchard shit from the previous show hit as well. So yeah, the old pick 'ems are keeping my draft games alive right now. Good, clean fun.
Was so close to my home run pick 'em hitting. I just needed 2 more home runs out of the 3 that I picked, and we would have been rich.
So close. Oh, shit. Was that the 150 extra you put out this morning?
Sure was.
Oh yeah, who
CJ Abrams? CJ Abrams went Yabo.
Oh yeah, I didn't love the stacking against Schwellenbach, but I did play along with you, or Smith-Shawver. I mean, I like him.
And the Smith-Shawver bats are the one that got home. Oh yeah, Otani. Are you breakneck? If you're in here, you should be taking the guy that is even money to homer today. 101.
Yeah. I put him on the cover because of that there, Nez. He homered in his first AB yesterday. So, yeah. Evan reminding us that we should have a 90% extendor to use this evening. So, yeah, we can mess around with that in half a second here. Yeah, biggest takeaway here, Nez, is to not find ways to stack against yourself in these lobbies with starting pitcher. I am going to look up who is I didn't do any preliminary research today because we're traveling today, and I'm only going to be ripping a couple phone shitter drafts in the car as we drive, kind of deal. But it's Matt Saucer starting tonight, right?
Matt Sauer, yeah,
Sauer or whatever. Yeah, he's like former journeyman guy, right?
To be honest, I don't know a lot about him.
Okay. I think he's like, okay, we got to figure out how stretched out this guy is. What is it? Matt Sauer?
Yeah, Sauer. I saw a friend of the show, Ben Haskell, hangs out in the chat on Twitter, said that he was firing off hires on Sauer, which I thought was risky.
Yeah, I wonder what his pitch count's going to look like. This is classic Dodgers getaway day. Feels like a bullpen game. What do you like here, Nez?
I'd probably stack. I'd probably go Muncy.
Okay. Muncy homered yesterday for the first time in forever there. Anticipate him being back in the middle of that lineup today. Probably hitting 4th or 5th.
And then I would just do one more stack with Pages.
Okay. Are you sure we don't want to get ahead of, because we have another team building out one Dodger here? Do we want to
avoid Beto?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could take Sauer. I personally am like, I don't care as much. Like, even if it's like 3 against my starting pitcher, not ideal, but like, it is what it is.
Yeah. On a slate like this, when you just need raw points, like raw points matter so much more on a slate like this. It's also Otani bobblehead night for his 50-50. Yeah, I did have that note written down as well.
How do you have bobblehead night in your notes? Where you need to share what you're aggregating from. How do you have Shohei bobblehead nights in your notes?
It's like a narrative street tweet.
What the hell?
I don't think Will Smith's going to play baseball today. That's one
No.
thing I wanted to share with everybody. Getaway day for the Dodgers. They DFA'd a catcher. Dalton Rushing got called up yesterday. He's left-handed. Dalton Rushing did not play yesterday. I think Dalton Rushing gets his first big league start behind the plate today.
Yeah, I'm fully baking Will Smith sitting.
Yeah. Okay, so we got 2 Dodgers here. We could start thinking about some contrarian Texas stuff. We could do some Houston stuff and stack against.
Pies is gone, huh? Holy shit.
Outman?
Sure.
Probably play center field today.
Yeah, batting 8th. Maybe a little RBI run correlation.
Yeah, a wraparound stack with Ohtani potentially. He is definitely having an awful start to his season today. Or this year, rather.
I thought he was the next big thing for a while.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who had a bunch of them in that dinger and was victory lapping early.
It was King Cap.
Oh yeah, after he won the $1 million in the regular season.
Yeah, the dude went on a significant heater.
Yeah. Let's just take a couple one-off sticks to homer here from the other game environment.
Yeah.
What do you like?
What about Jordan, dude? Let's just like swap. What if he's playing?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. I like that shout. What is the current note on Jordan?
That he did not play Tuesday.
Okay. He will not be activated Tuesday, but he's eligible to be activated.
But like, first game in a new series, right?
Yeah.
So
who'd they face yesterday? Do we remember?
Royals in Houston.
Yeah, that game they came back in it and they won like 4-3 like late in that ball game. But I'm trying to think who the starting pitcher was. Was it Michael Lorenzen? Yeah, it was Lorenzen. So yeah, he might have he's left-handed. He might have been in there. Do you want to stack something from Houston, or do you?
Yeah, we do got to go Houston or infield. Let's go Walker.
You want to do that stack, huh? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Christian Walker and Jordan Alvarez against Jacob deGrom there. Matt Sauer, you tell me his name is?
I don't think it's Saucer.
Yeah, there's no C in it. That's for sure. It was just puck brain. My puck brain was like, yo, I saw these words put together and I was like, sauce, baby.
You're always thinking about getting soused.
I'm thinking about sauce and biscuits to the boys. All right. Perfectly cromulent team. 3 Dodgers, 2 Astros. Evergreen reminder on these 2-game slates. Like, the GM doesn't always win, obviously. Just don't stack against yourself as little as you possibly can, basically, is a rule of thumb. And that, combinations of like 3s and 2 stacks are going to be repeated over and over again. And it's going to be turning into like 1v1 v1s. That raw points matter so much on these slates that you can play a lot more like 2-2-1s or 3-1-1 or 2-1-1-1-1 because you literally just have to hit the nuts the shorter the slate, right?
Yeah, like I would put it at greater than 50%. The winning lineup has 1 bat against their starting pitcher.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. I think the other way it goes is if you do like Hunter Brown and then like a contrarian 2 stack of Dodgers and Dodgers only score like 5 or 6 runs and it funnels through those 2 bats that aren't Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, and then you hit one-offs from the other game environment.
Yeah, I like that shout too.
Yeah, like one Athletics home run, 2 Houston sticks, and then 2 Dodgers contrarian sticks paired with Hunter Brown or paired with Jacob deGrom, and you flip Houston to Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be getting weird once I finally get in those lobbies for sure.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna move on here. We're gonna push on next contest on the site here. Let's dust off the model for the hashtag Puck Bros because it's right beside there. Jump in here to the toe drag. I think it was called Toe Drag Thursday today. Sounds right to me.
Who do we got today?
New combination of games here, Nez. So yesterday in the NHL, it switched up a little bit. There for yesterday's slate, we were, hey, hat tip to me, Aaron Ekblad, the highest scoring defenseman on the slate. We scrolled the F down for him on the show yesterday. The scrolls were cooking yesterday with Luke Kennard and Aaron Ekblad both being in the winning lineups on both of those. I should have shared the puck winner from last night. Let me do that real quick here.
Luke Kennard, huh?
Yeah, I said that right? As I scroll the F down, all the scrolls were cooking yesterday.
It might have been Cornette.
Oh, Cornette. Kennard. Nice. Shout out to Anthony. Anthony had a nice team here. Man, Jesper Boquist as the scroll the F down center you needed to go with that Ekblad and Bobrovsky. Bob was on the case last night. Bobrovsky. And, using Leon Draisaitl with the Nuge there, perfectly cromulent, intelligent team as Florida beat the brakes off of the Maple Leafs yesterday. Let's hop in today here, Nez. It's going to be Washington and Carolina, and it's going to be the Peg versus Eggers Dallas Stars. Yeah.
Everybody was just shouting at their screens at you.
Hey man, when you cover like 9 sports, you're allowed to mix up a Luke Cornette and a Luke Kennard every now and then. At least they play the same sport.
Just such different players.
It's so different. So different. Okay. All right, Mikko Rantanen is now going 1-0-1 out here. Logan Thompson goes 2. Nez, does the model want to run it back with some Carolina stuff? Does it does it like the peg at home with Kyle Connor?
Damn, Kyle Connor might be overriding hurricane season.
Let's do it. Kyle Connor at home in a must-win game here. Dallas is up 3-1 in the series.
Hellebuck is still in tendon twine?
Yes, sir.
Isn't he like terrible?
No, man. He's like gonna win the Vezina. He just had a couple bad games to start the playoffs.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. I think Ottinger's outplayed him though here. Our guy Blake goes with the Jarvis Aho stack, so we could think about doing some Dallas stuff, some Washington stuff, or we could scroll down a bit to stack up Kyle Connors.
Let's I was thinking Cappies.
You want to do Ovi?
Yeah.
All right. Get your Mr. Good Boys in the chat. He knows what time it is.
Uh-oh.
He's getting gassed up for WNBA drafts and the extend or pick 'em. Speaking of which, I will open up a little something on the side here with the unabated tool. See where the projections are at for NBA tonight.
Did you see Jamal Murray just got downgraded?
No, I did not. That's
just
not
questionable, but
that is not fun.
No, it is not.
Okay, we are 3 picks away here. I'm still keeping that. Okay, here we go. Bad radio right now. Apologies.
No, I mean, it's my bad. I can't really vamp. I'm trying to
Trying to
Make sure
feed.
this dude isn't. It could be worse radio. I promise.
Okay, I don't want to stack against ourselves with Ottinger, so I think I'm just going to take Hellebuck here and let Blake be last to take goalie, and then we can kind of do whatever we want with Washington or the peg, or we can get more creative than that.
Cappy should be for the taking for us.
Okay, so let's take Chychrun, or you want Carlson to go alongside it?
No, not Tom Wilson, right? Just to be clear.
Yeah, never Tom Wilson.
Let's go Chychrun. We have to take Chychrun anytime he's on the slate.
Yeah, he's our guy, man. He put up 17.5 last time out, dude.
Come on.
He cooked for us bath times.
Do you have Albatross? Oh, you crushed the Albatross round 1, didn't you?
Yeah, dude, I was cooking. Yeah,
you might need to take a look at your day 1 teams.
No. I'm a late sweat guy. We'll check on Monday, bro.
Yeah,
we'll check
God forbid. Day 1 majors no content.
Can't possibly be looking at it.
Did you know Rory was 101 in dailies over Scotty Scheffler last night?
Yeah, but do you know Rory's track record at Quail Hollow?
Don't have a shit to give about it.
Yeah, he's like set the course record there and won multiple times there, guy. So it was all about the course. This was the thesis that we had on the program there when we were doing the Albatross breakdown.
Well, +3 today.
Oh, fuck. We're dry dead. I think almost all my teams got Rory, so that's a bad start.
I'm Scottied up to the tits.
Oh, that's fun. All right, Nez, we're going to have to scroll with these last 2 picks. We did the Chychrun plus Ovi thing. We did the Kyle Connors. We could do like contrarian Carolina. Like, we could do Strome playing with Ovi. That feels fun.
All right.
Strome playing with Ovi, yeah?
Yeah, him over PLD.
Blake can already take... Yeah, I think so. And they play together.
Okay.
Let's take Velarde here. Blake's already filled his center spots, so he can't take Strome. So let's put Velarde on a line with Connor, and then let's put Dylan Strome with Ovi. And we have
Scheifele?
2... Scheifele's already gone, I believe. Oh, no, he isn't. Yeah, we could do Scheifele as a full line as well. Whoever you prefer between these 2. I think,
let's scroll down.
Yeah. Dylan Strome it is. So we're doing Strome, Ovi, Chychrun, PP1, or line 1 with some PP1 correlation. And then we're doing Connor and Velarde when we think a lot of people will do Scheifele. And then Connor Hellebuck at home with the bounce back shutout to take this series to 6 at the expense of our guys Egger's happiness. All right. I'm going to take a look here at the Pick'em tool on Unabated because they have their projections up right now. Obviously, their projections have Jamal Murray in there with that new news that Nez just brought up. Yeah, it's kind of nice that we don't have a slate today because it's like Jokic and SGA way up here, and then a tier of like 4 guys that are like all above 30. I guess 5 guys in terms of projection above 30, and then kind of a whack-a-mole thing here. If we use the Unabated tool right now with their projections, they're showing a nice little edge, minimal edges out here. Jalen with a Y lower, Aaron Wiggins lower, Alex Caruso lower. I kind of like all of those.
Yeah, I'm not the. I always get conflicted when I see the lowers. I'm hires till I die.
That's his full-fledged phone shitter hires, bro. And I'm the guy who's always like, dude, only play lowers, man. Come on, let's go.
just strictly for the optics of looking sharp.
Right. Okay, let's check this out. Let's roll with the unabated stuff because they've been cooking for us. I do think there's going to be some big time volatility in the Denver stuff, and maybe there's going to be nothing Denver related up in the lobby right now. Nope. Okay, we're good. So nothing's changed on the Jamal front. Dude,
Let me check Discord just to see if the news alerts. They didn't add any context yet, but usually they will. They'll throw in some coach comments and stuff.
okay.
But I don't see that yet.
Okay, I'm going to start cooking while you check that.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Where's Caruso? Caruso lower on points and rebounds at 11.5 there. And J Will with a Y lower on this rebounds and assists, I believe it was. Let me double check my work. Yeah, lower on the rebounds and assists. His role was a little bit more limited last time out. Lower on the Aaron Wiggins stuff. Points and assists ever so slightly. This one is the more volatile, but these 12Xers have been cooking for us. So those three, Nez, and then I think we take the biggest benefactor of Jamal potentially being limited and pick a higher. And I think that would be either Aaron Gordon points or fantasy points or Russell Westbrook points.
You don't think Christian Brown points gets a boost?
I'm just looking at that 0.91.
Yeah,
and
fair.
I just don't think of Christian Brown as like the guy who's going to get it tonight. Russ at home in a game that's like a closeout game from a narrative standpoint, I'm like, yo, give me Russ scoring off the bench.
Let's do Russ, and then I have one more angle after, like not for extender, but just an angle.
Okay, cool. Extender 90% boost added to this one. 21.9 maximum bet of $30 there. So we're going to go ahead, max that bad boy out for the community. 3 lowers and a higher. I think the Russ points is fine, even if Jamal plays. And if Jamal doesn't play, it's like, oh yeah, we just got some GM CLV on that one. Nez, what was your other angle you wanted to share with the community?
I was going to just say like a Peyton Watson slider.
Peyton Watson slider
on
to
points. What? Like, what's like 10 points for Peyton Watson?
3x to get over 9.5.
Yeah.
What's the thought here?
If no Jamal, he's going to score more points.
So this is just fully like Jamal doesn't play.
Doesn't play or he's limited.
Okay.
We like Peyton Watson.
And then you want to just pair it with one of those lowers that was popping the most?
Yeah.
The Caruso one is showing the highest return, lower in points, rebounds. That's a 10Xer right there.
Yeah.
All right, 1 BBM entry going by way of that bad boy. Cool. Share that one in the chat with the people. So the extendor continues on with a 12X that becomes a 21.9 once you use the 90%er that we're all going to be eligible for if you've been playing along all series. And then we have the Peyton Watson, Alex Caruso one here where it can break two ways. We could get some garbage time run because the game's over for Peyton Watson. We could get some Jamal injury or hampered stuff that breaks the wrong way for Jamal, which breaks the right way for Peyton Watson music. Yeah, cool.
Perfect. Something different, you know?
Something different to mix it up, spice it up in game 6. All right, cool. That was the Hoops Pick'ems. We did some baseball, we did some puck, and now we have to close the show here, Nez, with one WNBA draft here. Reminder that Unabated is going to have projections available for WNBA this season. This is a 3-game slate, 13.5K entries, 6K up to first. man, we had some guys cook last year in the NBA streets there. Lava Lord being one of them. Who else cooked hard? Curated cooked. Lava Lord, T-Box cooked. These sickos are out here in every sport. Magikarp's out here. Esmeranda's out here. Chris is in here. They're in all the lobbies, all the sports, man. I don't know how I'm going to contend with these sickos when I don't know half the players, Nez, but we are going to try our very best.
I'm just gonna have to reverse engineer it, you know? Like I'm copying people's homework.
Okay. So we're going to watch a couple boards here, and then we're just going to rip off what we think are the good plays.
Yeah, we are.
I think if there's, we've talked about this a couple times that like niche sports, like, there's a way bigger edge the more niche the sports are, and then the learning curve of the sports, like obviously like football's the hardest, then, baseball and basketball, then hockey. And then, maybe WNBA is playing catch up right now, but there's going to be a lot more resources available for WNBA this year than ever before. We got Unabated doing projections. Our guy Rinpack is going to be doing some projections. He told me the other day. He? Yeah. ETR is doing projections. So it's going to feel a lot like NBA. So the ball knowers who are following this dedicatedly, that have a hand on the court are definitely going to have an edge in these contests, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, like you said, this is the best place to realize your edge is this niche stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do we got? Ryan Howard here, Brittany Grimer,
former Philadelphia Philly.
Oh yeah, Ryan Howard. I did it again, and we're not even dealing with the same sex here. Who do you want?
Griner.
You like Griner? The projection difference 7 points, dude. All right, let's do it.
You gotta learn some ball.
All right. Griner over Howard is our first pick here.
Trying to give you some answers here.
Damn, I wanted Kelsey Plum. That's a good UW gal.
Is Hamby available?
Who?
Hamby. Derica Hamby.
No, who is it?
No, she's gone.
No, she's gone, dude.
Bucher's probably if Paige didn't go.
Dude, I think you're naming all the people that have gone. Yeah, Paige went at 4. Hamby went at 2.
Hamby at 2 is insane.
Are you sure?
Yes. That is not it.
Howard Plum. Chris is calling GM on the Howard Plum.
Ogunbowale should be 2. Like,
is that
Dare's brother or brother? That was bad. Dare's sister.
Dare's sister. That's cool.
Come on, baby.
All right. M. Walt said we're paying the rake out here. Yeah, that's literally the point. Brianna Jones, Alana Smith, Rakia Jackson. Oh, we got a Q tag. Is Kayla McBride playing ball tonight? Who knows? We're going to push the Q tag around the corner. Monique Billings, McCowan.
Sorry, he's crying. I can't talk.
Oh. Let's take McCowan. Mellow, dude. This slate's for tomorrow.
Yeah.
They got it up a day earlier. Bridget Shelton. Who do you like here? Billings?
Name me some names and I'll tell you.
Dude, I don't know half these names. Who's GSV? Golden State. Okay.
I'm not seeing anybody that Who'd you go with?
Nalissa Smith for Dallas. We're doing a little Dallas stack here. We're stacking against Minnesota. Minnesota sports have been going too well right now. Golden State's an expansion team this year. That tripped me up. Papa Nez, baby.
I was not aware that Golden State had a team.
Angelina rolling through to say, "Hey guys, what a cutie pie." Mello is the cutie pie.
She's talking about you, buddy.
Back. She's talking about you, yeah. Nez, I'm gonna need some assistance here. Odyssey Sims, that's a fucking sick name.
Yeah, plays for Vegas. Let me just name some names. We're at what pick are we? 29?
Yeah.
All right, I think we might be past my projection ranks.
Jessica Shepard for the game stack. Dolson. Kiki.
Yeah, dude. Everybody I know is gone. Let me see.
Man, you thought puck names were hard? There's some fucking tough names out here.
Hines Allen.
Okay, Misha Hines Allen.
Yeah.
Okay, Misha Hines Allen gives us a third Dallas piece. We're playing the Dallas onslaught here.
Let's see here.
Emwald wants us to take a player, but I can't say it because Chris is going to take it away. All right, Emwald seems to know some ball, telling us to take Stephanie Dolson.
Yeah, Steph Dolson's a good pick.
Steph Dolson here. We got Brittany Griner. We got Brittany Skies. People think about the Brittany to Brittany correlation. You know, they're slipping on that one. We got McCowan Smith and Hines Allen for the Dallas game stack onslaught, taking care of the Lynx because Minnesota's been doing too well in every sport right now. We got to bring them back down to earth with Dallas. I know this one. Wings, right?
Yeah.
All right, dude, I'm cooking. And then we got Steph Dolson to round it out, thanks to the ball knowers in the chat.
Can you believe Dallas got 2 number 1 picks in basketball?
Wow. Not rigged.
Not rigged.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Get mathology on these drafts. Jeez.
No, you don't.
No, I got courtside tickets to the Wings.
Prove it. Let's go.
Touching hardwood. Let's see it. Woodpecker. Oh, shit, yeah. Henny rolling through. Look at this dude's haircut.
Dude, he's 2 months old. Relax.
Fresh as fuck, Henny.
What do you want him to do? He's 2.
Who are the scroll downs in the streets for the Fast Break Friday?
Hines Allen, we kind of scrolled.
Yep.
We're still figuring that out. Ask us tomorrow.
Yeah. Ask us tomorrow. Here, I'll bring up the unabated odds space right now.
Yeah, perfect.
Mystics and Dream, we got a 157 in a bit. The Dream are 5-point favorites. Lynx and Wings, a 165.5. Lynx are 7-point favorites. And then Los Angeles playing against Golden State, who's an expansion team. I guess it's their first game ever at home tonight against Los Angeles. Or I guess that one's tomorrow night, rather. 6.5-point favorites for the road Sparks team against Golden State.
Yeah.
Not bad.
We're going to learn it.
Not bad. All right, Nez, let's tie a bow on it. You have parenting duties to do. I have packing and travel duties to do. And I'm Mr. Good Boy who needs to be fed and taken to the park.
Oh,
yeah. He's
get him out.
He's jacked up, man. All right, guys. Reminder, actually, well, first and foremost, thank you. A thank you in the chat is necessary to Troy becoming a new member and gifting out 5 memberships. That'll get you access to tomorrow's streams, which there will be 2 of, and you will not have to listen to me anymore. You get to listen to Nez and all the ball knowing. He's going to do a breakdown in the morning. there for some MLB stuff. And I don't think there's NBA tomorrow. There can't be, right? Series is over. No.
No, tomorrow there is NBA, I think, isn't there? No.
No, T-Wolf series is over. So there's
Are we about to get like a crazy baseball slate?
Yeah, probably. So probably a crazy baseball slate tomorrow. And then NBA will, I imagine, after this series, will be pivoting to the 2-night slate.
They are going to do that, Numi said, unless he was just pulling my leg. But I think they are doing that, which is awesome. I missed those last year a lot.
Yeah, perfect. Here's the end of your WNBA Alpha. Natasha Heidemann, if Kayla McBride doesn't play. So Kayla McBride has the Q tag right now, so you could swap to it like that. So there you go. Yeah, Evan, they're going to go from the one gamers to pairing the one gamers together. So it'll put them together. Our guy Len Keith is telling us we're doubling down on the Peyton Pritchard stuff tomorrow night. Love to see it. All right, guys, enjoy Game 6. Enjoy the PGA Championship. Best of luck in the MLB streets. Best of luck figuring out this NFL schedule dilemma. Keep drafting the WNBA and enjoy the 2 games of NHL Puck. Nez will be with you slightly earlier than usual tomorrow at about 12 p.m. Eastern. And then he will have a nose strip Nez, the return of best ball drafting in the evening after Mello's bedtime. It'll be Nez after dark, Nez at night.
Let's go. We're back.
Hopefully
it worked out.
Yeah, we are so back. All right. Best of luck to everything tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging. Hit the like, subscribe, notification on the way out the door. We still got like 300 of us. Much love to you guys. I'll be back on Tuesday. Nez will be holding it down. Until then, everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace.